The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Friday, the 18th day of October. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BEDC group of companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamal Hartman. She's Perry Forward, and Maya Palacio will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in the news break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Sister Perry, how goes it?
Hey, happy Friday.
Likewise, like what? Now, Perry, I know you're a stylish lady, very stylish. So this teams probably mean absolutely nothing to you. But I just gotta ask, based on your hat, are you a Yankee fan?
I just like Yankee hats. I collect like sports memorabilia that work at me. But do I follow the teams? Sometimes.
Okay, all right. I mean, because again, I don't know how many people follow baseball, but the Yankees did lose last night, but they are up 2-1. Just want to put that out there. If anyone cared, I probably
Is
not.
it the end of baseball season though? That's ending.
Yeah, playoffs. This is
that's
third.
See, I know.
See, you know what time it is. See,
I know it's almost basketball. So wait, basketball. Yeah.
Basketball's coming up in 2 weeks, I think. Yeah.
See, I'm on it.
She knows what she's talking about, folks. She knows what she's talking about. David Michael Wilson says, cheers to a great Friday all. Go out and be a blessing. I like that.
I like that too.
Go out and be a blessing. You know what? I'm going to share something after this, but Suzanne Ingham says, awesome Friday, Jamal, Perry, and Maya, and an awesome Friday to you, to Suzanne. It's interesting, Perry, because just touching on his comment, be a blessing. I remember talking to someone, a friend, back in June or May, and I said, when I pray, I really never ask for anything. So, well, what do you pray about? I said, I just give thanks. Honestly, I just give thanks, and I'm so grateful. I mean, I don't have everything I want in life, and I don't think anyone really does. But I'm probably not where I want to be. But man, I'm still grateful for what I have been able to have, and thankful to those around me to, support me and give me what I need to be where I am. So thank you for that. Sometimes it's not about asking for a blessing, but just being a blessing for somebody. Appreciate that, David.
For sure. I like that. And I like your outlook on that too.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Kimwana Eve from Lookie Lookie. She's coming back to share some updates with us. Don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Audience, don't forget, we will be putting out the survey this next week, Monday. The annual survey will be going out. Here's what we're going to do. Perry doesn't know this, Mia doesn't know this, and Sancha doesn't know this, but BCG is going to give you a gift card to all of their businesses as well. All right? So we've got Tiffany Treehouse Yoga already on board, right? And then we're going to have the gold label. We're going to have nail bar. Gold the label. All right, gold the label. Fix me now. Fix me. Gold the label. Nail bar and Cassine. So we're going to give away more prizes than we've ever done just for your participation in this year's survey, because the information that you give us is so helpful for us. Like I say every morning, nothing we do on this show was pretty much my idea. I'm just helping facilitate it. So Your feedback is crucial for how we prosper. So it is Friday Fun Day, brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Don't forget, you can get 2 years of membership on us and Mailboxes if you just go to mailboxes.bm/the daily hour. All right, mailboxes.bm/the daily hour. 2 years of free membership. Hey, the holidays are coming. You may need to ship something in, so check them out. But it is Friday Fun Day, brought to you by Mailboxes. And the question of the morning, this is a goodie, folks. It is a goodie. Here we go. You know you're Bermudian if you've never done what activity? Now, Perry, I don't know if you saw it, but one of your colleagues said the other day she had never been fishing. Yeah.
But does that you're Bermudian if you've never been fishing?
No. That's no. You know you're Bermudian if you
I'm
have.
like, what?
You have. But I'm just saying. I was shocked to learn that. Somebody. I ain't calling no names. You know what I'm talking about.
Very shady. You're being very shady.
I'm like that. Ain't never been fishing, but nah.
Yeah, I mean that is hard to believe in Bermuda. I mean, even as a child, at least most people have gone at least once. But everyone's different experiences.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk about you. I'm gonna judge you. I want to go first because last week was difficult, right? Friday Fun Day, but this one I'm gonna say it. Something you're Bermudian if you've never done what activity? I'll go first. You're Bermudian if you've never eaten chitlins. They say chitlins in the South. You've eaten chitlins?
No. So you're Bermudian if you've never eaten that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bermudians ain't messing with no chitlins, right?
No.
No, we don't do Bermudian. My nana did chicken liver or something like that, but she didn't do no chitlins.
Nobody in my family has made chicken liver.
Oh, my nana did.
And if they have, I don't know about it.
Yeah, she did it. I mean, I didn't eat it, folks. Don't mind you. I didn't eat it, but nana ate she had chicken liver. But yeah, what is something? What is like something Bermudians just don't do?
I know. You know you're Bermudian if you've never swam in dirty water or water that's not blue. We are very bougie when it comes to where we swim, and rightfully so. So I think that's look, Tanya just said this. Look at this.
Yup. That one. Tanya Cheeseman, swimming U.S. So Perry, I had an incident. And that's a good one actually, because I look at the beaches when I was in South Florida, and I'm like, everybody talk about how beautiful it is. That's the greatest lie I ever told. Not when you're from where we're from. And, they say you're bougie. So the first time I went to Jamaica, I went in the water. And Jamaica's beautiful. But when I couldn't see my feet, I got right back up.
You know what time it is.
I got back up.
Yep.
That's a good one. I think, but also, I had an ex-girlfriend up in Massachusetts. And one time she sent me a picture that she was, going swimming with her family. So she sent me pictures, and it was like a dark lake. I'm like, I'm not going in some piranha infested waters, right? I said I weren't doing that. But that's the first thing I thought of. But yeah, you're Bermudian if you've never swum in dirty water. I think Paris got the number one answer so far, folks.
Anywhere too, not just stateside, but anywhere. Even other islands. Like if it's as you mentioned, Jamaica. If the water is murky, no.
Yeah. Okay.
And I think that's most if not all Bermudians.
Okay.
Well,
I think that's the majority of Bermudians. I agree. Someone in the audience can prove us wrong. Karen Simmons says surfing. I've never been, but I think quite a few Bermudians go surfing.
People surf here.
Especially
our version of surfing. Yeah, around hurricanes and stuff, you look out and you'll see people like parasailing.
Yeah. Okay. I want to ask the audience as well. Audience, have you ever eaten chitlins? Have you ever eaten chitlins or chitlins?
In Bermuda?
Yeah, I want to know.
In general.
Just any Bermudian in the audience, have you ever tasted them? I'll tell you my first experience, Perry. Have you ever seen them?
I think so. Maybe not.
They
look like? Tell me what they look like, and I can say yes or no.
Looks like cloth and soup. Like we'll it's not appealing. But my first experience was when I first moved to the US 2001. I went to family member's house in Georgia for Thanksgiving, and they were like, "Oh, you want some of this?" I'm like, "Well, what's that?" "Oh, there's chitlins." I'm like, "What's chitlins?" You know, I know what chitlins was, and they told me it's pork, but it's the scraps.
I knew
right?
that it was pork, but
yeah, it's the scrap. It's like I can't even think of it, but yeah. So we've got Karen Simmons says never eaten chitlins. Tanya Cheeseman says heck no. Rashida Godwin says that is enslavement food. Renee Stevens says no way, never. Charlene Johnson says no way. Suzanne Ingham says no chit who. David Michael Wilson says it's an acquired taste. So does that mean you had it? He says, nah, family, Mark, Arthur Phillips. David Michael Wilson says, haven't acquired it. And Sherry says, yes, like tasted it, never a whole plate. Mm-hmm. What did you enjoy it, Sherry? Did you enjoy it? So I guess we can say, you know, you're Bermudian if you've never eaten chitlins too.
Yeah.
Yeah? What else, audience? What else? You know you're Bermudian if you've never done what? I got another one for you, Perry. You know you're Bermudian if you've never visited Antarctica.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably one or two, but I think the masses, yeah.
Bermudians ain't going to Antarctica. They're going Asia these days. They're going Africa these days.
I mean, you never know.
I know one Bermudian who's going on there. Anna Laura Hawking. She works for a strategy agency. I know she went there to run a race.
Right?
Yes, runs. Yes. She runs. She went down there a couple years ago. So she breaks that stereotype. But what else, audience? You know you're Bermudian. Have you eaten gator before?
What is up with you know what this cuisine? I think we need to table this.
You don't like the cuisine? You don't like alligator? You've never had alligator?
I have never, and I don't think I ever will. I mean, I say you should never say never, but I don't see myself eating nobody's gator.
Perry,
I was on a gator.
No, listen, I was on a work conference in Texas back in 2016. And I'm not an adventurous eater. Like everyone who knows, look, I don't even put cheese on my pizza. You guys know me. I don't eat a lot, right? So it's a salad. We came up with a name for it. Charles H. Jefferson and I. It's called Salisa, salad pizza combination. My garden fresh one bread with sauce. Yeah. So anyway, I was at this conference and they had what looked like chicken nuggets. They look like nuggets, right? So I was like, oh, what? They're like gator. So I said, oh, I ain't eating that. Oh, try it. So your boy's like, I need this contract. No. I ain't trying that. Anyway, I took a small bite. Perry, I'm going to be honest with you. If you ever eat chicken in the United States and it's not on a bone, question what it is. If you ever boneless chicken from somewhere, question what it. She said it. It tastes like chicken.
I saw the message. It don't matter. I don't want anybody's gator. I think that's the unclean food God was talking about, you know, like
you're right. But honestly,
I mean, I feel like, you know, we could eat anything. Let me get my Bible. We could eat anything, but I am not eating gator. I'm sorry. I just feel like a gator.
Yeah. No, and then that boy frying snake as well. But audience, other than cuisine, what else? You know you're Bermudian if you have never done what activity? What else out there? What else can you do?
I think you know you're Bermudian if you've, how do I word this? Basically, all Bermudians have flown a kite at some point. So you know you're Bermudian if you've flown a kite on Good Friday. Am I saying it right?
You know you're Bermudian if you've never done what?
If you've never not flown a kite.
Flown a kite. That's a good one. I hope everybody in
people at some point have flown a kite in Bermuda.
I hope. Oh, you know what? Audience, yes or no? Have you flown a kite before? Have you flown a kite before? We ain't gonna judge. Well, yeah, we are. Have you flown a kite before? We're gonna judge you.
This is a good one.
Have you flown a kite before? Yes or no? Okay, we've got, of course. Okay. Tanya Cheeseman says, of course. Sean Smith says yes. WKD Lama says yes. Of course, Karen Simmons. Renee Simmons, of course. Yes, Sherry. Okay, of course, says Love Me by Adele. All right. Yes, says Shikarina. Made a kite, flown a kite.
Even in college, yep.
Okay. All right. There we go.
So we did that one year in Dundas Square. Mm-hmm. My friends and I, we took our kites one Good Friday and we flew them in the square. So with our fish cakes and our hot cross buns, right downtown Toronto. So yeah, in college, same thing.
All right. I like that one. That's another one. Audience, don't forget, it is Friday Fun Day, brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Don't forget, you can get 2 years of free membership. The holidays are coming up. You love to ship. So go on mailboxes.bm/the daily hour to get your 2 years of free membership. All right. Here's another one. You know you're Bermudian if you've never done what? Rashida Godwin says, if you don't have a cup match team.
People be flip-flopping depending on who wins sometimes. So I feel like they don't have a team.
I mean, unless you're Teo, who flip-flops all the time. I mean,
that's what I just said.
Yeah, he's the only person I could think of who still does that, though.
There are lots of people who do. Here's a good one.
While living in Bermuda, going away for more than a weekend and not going shopping? Yeah, every Bermudian goes shopping when they're away, right, Perry?
I mean, not if it's a work trip.
You find time to get something for somebody yourself.
I mean, sometimes you don't have time, but I agree with that.
Perry, you, the fashionista.
I have traveled and not shopped. Yeah, I think. No, that's a lie. I think every trip I've gone on, I've bought at least one thing, but I've gone on trips where I've only been to one shop just because the trip was like a day, 2 days or something like that. Yeah.
You tried. All right, let's go with this one. Again, you know you're Bermudian if you've never done what activity? Sean Smith said, ran with the bulls in Spain. I don't know a Bermudian who's done that.
I've seen them in Barcelona, but run with them, I don't want to sound racist, but I feel like that's anti-Black.
Well, to be honest, I haven't seen a Black person do it yet.
Never.
No, it's not usually.
There's a lot of things I could say about that, but I won't.
you know you're Bermudian if you've never done what activity. Sherilyn Johnson says skydiving. I know quite a few Bermudians who've done it, but
me too, lots actually.
I wouldn't do it personally. I mean, my days of roller coasters, I retired from them, so I'm not jumping out of a plane.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel like I've thought about it, like out of a plane. I think I've thought about it. Now, them bungee ones from off like a cliff where they just, I think that's crazy, where a little string holds you. But jumping out of a plane, I don't know. It sounds crazy. It sounds really crazy. And I kind of oscillate between would I not? I don't know. I watch the videos and I'm like, this seems so cool. But then other times I'm like, this is absolutely insane. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
But I'm on the fence.
I'm with you. I'm maybe when I hit midlife crisis time, I'd probably, one
of my cousins did earlier this year. She sent me her video and I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I had a friend who did it in Hawaii once upon a time. And they all get the videos, and I'm like, this is kind of cool, but like it's kind of sick. So I know a handful of Bermudians who have actually done that.
Nicole Walker says she's thinking about skydiving next month.
I think people think about it. I do think people think about it, but it's a crazy thing to think about. We have to be honest about that too.
Yeah.
It is.
Put it this way here.
It's a crazy thing to think about.
It's something I've not done yet. Whether or not I will do it. At this point, I will say never, but that may change next year this time. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's one of those.
100% I understand. I do.
Yeah. All right. Audience, it's Friday Fun Day, brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you go to mailboxes.bm/daily hour. Sign up for 2 years of free membership. But the question of the morning on this Friday Fun Day is, you know you're Bermudian if you've never done what activity? What activity have you not done? What activity have you not done that you think most Bermudians haven't done as well? I'm trying to think. What else is there? I mean, you've not done. What activity do Bermudians normally not do? Oh, I got one. Well, I've done it. Have you been on a helicopter ride?
Have I? I want to say yes, but I don't know where. I don't remember. I don't want to say no because I feel like that would be a lie, but I don't remember where, if I have.
Yeah, I don't think most Bermudians I know have been on a helicopter. I remember when I went on a helicopter.
You can book them. You can just book them. So,
but I think when
over like a city tour, have I done it? I think I've done it like that. I don't remember. I honestly don't. Let me just
I've done it in Las Vegas twice. Going over to Hoover Dam and come back on the Strip. But in saying that, most people when I've shared stuff that I've gone on a helicopter, they're like, "Oh, I would never," and I'm like, "Really? I never thought it was thought as dangerous." But you go on an airplane.
Some people are claustrophobic, the small space, and then like those same people don't like the prop planes, like the smaller planes. They don't like all of that like choppiness.
Sure enough.
Yeah, I can't remember if I have, and that's something that I would remember. So let me just say no. But a part of me feels like I have. Maybe I did in a dream. Because I'm like, I feel like I have. I don't know.
In her dreams, David Michael Wilson says, I've been on a helicopter tour in Nevada. Yep, I've been on there. Yes, says Nicole Walker, at Niagara Falls. Okay, cool. So, people have experienced it. What else, audience? Where have you? You're Bermudian if you have not traveled where? Name a destination Bermudians just probably have not been.
I think Bermudians are everywhere. We're like ants.
We're getting there. I say, like our friends
really Jamaica. You can travel to the end of the earth, and like by the end of your trip, you've bumped into a Bermudian. I swear by that. Everywhere I've gone, I've seen at least one or two Bermudians every trip. Spain, literally.
I bumped into in Barcelona, man. That was the shocking.
I bumped into a friend, and guess what? We were dressed alike, literally.
Oh, this is a good one.
Literally.
Iran. You're Bermudian if you've never visited Iran.
I bet you we could find one or two.
See, I was going to say...
Generally speaking, I don't think so.
I was going to say Mauritius, but he wasn't Bermudian, but he had worked in Bermuda in the hotel industry. He was the butler for the hotel I was in. And I'm like, yeah, he's Bermudian. He lived there for a bit. He was tied in, What else?
I think it has to be collective, though.
Collective? Okay. Yeah. All right. All right, let's bring Maya Palacio in for Daily Hour News Break, audience. Keep it coming. That was pretty cool. It's interesting because it's hard. Last week's was hard as well. We were asking about, your Bermudian, if you have this type of furniture in your house. And that was a difficult one. I want to make people think, because I think by asking these questions this way, it really helps us understand how unique we are, what makes us different and the like. So cool. All right, let's bring Maya Palacio in. Don't forget, we've got Kimwana Eve coming up. Lookie Lookie, she is back in his house. So stick with us.
Good morning.
Greetings, MP. How are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty decent this morning. How are you guys?
I think I'm fine. Yeah, but I gotta ask you, did you have anything is there something you've never done that you think most Bermudians haven't?
I was taking a real thought about this. I think you guys talk about travel. I was like, travel, but what do Bermudians do that others don't? And even living out here in Toronto, I don't want to be crass with saying maybe not being on time or being on time. Are Bermudians on time for things? But when it comes to parties and situations like that, events out here, it's like everyone's on time. I'm just like, why is everyone coming right when it starts?
Oh, I don't.
Is that just me?
No, I think
I don't know if that's Bermudian though. I think that's
a melanin thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say CP time. That's
a
collective cultural experience.
Yeah,
but I've also been rejecting that because I am on time.
No, I'm not on time. What my old boss Elroy Smith said? To be on time is to be late. So you know me, I'm showing up early. So, but
I'm always getting caught off for island time because I'm just like, why is everyone so early? But I guess early is on time out here for different events. So yeah,
I didn't experience that when I lived there. Maybe we run in different circles because people that I was with, they were late. So, and I lived there a long time. Sometimes real late.
honestly.
But I was
Not
also
only-
friends of like first generation Canadians, so their families were Jamaican and like we're one and the same, you know. So.
I like this one though. This is a real good one. Now, this is something in the US. I don't know if it's big in Canada, but in the US, this is huge, right? But whether it's a concert, sports event, tailgating. I know so many Bermudians who have like never experienced tailgating. Tailgating is an experience in itself. That's a good
I
one.
have.
That's a really good deal.
I think I just thought of one. Mosh pitting.
What's that?
You don't get
I
the
don't-
big,
yeah.
and everyone's like in this big, huge like pot, and everyone's
Yeah.
on all
I don't-
that.
That's very anti-Bermudian.
I don't think Bermudians they don't like that stuff.
Yeah,
No.
no. I
Bermudians.
watched it happen from afar, and I stood way back.
Yeah,
They
it
moved.
feels dangerous. It feels
very
like a
dangerous.
lot.
I was like, yo, you will get hurt. But yeah.
That's
That's
too
a
much
good
for me.
one.
That's too much for me.
Tailgating. I think a lot of Bermudians have actually gone to tailgates if they had tailgates
they went
if they
to college,
went to
yeah.
But then their families have visited. So I went to Spellman and Morehouse. I experienced that, and that was a blast. And I think a lot of other Bermudians are like me, where they've traveled up to experience homecoming. So
I think this is funny. Suzanne Ingham says tailgating in Bermuda is normal and very dangerous. Not tailgating like a vehicle, Suzanne. Tailgating the party that it's like,
happens pre-game. Yeah.
Pre-game before the event. People bring out the barbecues, the music, and not different type of tailgating. Anyway, Maya, what you got in the news today? That was fun.
All right, good morning, everyone. This is your Daily Hour News Break brought to you by the great people at People's Pharmacy. So, starting out your news this morning, this was heavy in stories you may see on TNN or the Gazette, but the chief executive of the Bermuda Chamber of Commerce has been fired for serious misconduct. Danielle Rivera was removed from the post on Wednesday, 20 months into the job, after the chamber identified financial irregularities. The matter is to be reported to the Bermuda Police Service. Now, Mariko Thomas, the president of the chamber, told the Gazette that the chief executive of the Chamber of Commerce was terminated on October the 16th, 2024 for serious misconduct related to financial matters.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's serious.
It is quite serious. It said that they quickly identified the, irregulations, and the investigation was referred straight to the police, but no further update on that yet, at least not coming from the police as yet. They went into detail about like the transitions over when she had started, when she came on, what people said about her and what she said going into the position, but we still have yet to know like the full flushed out details.
Well, I hope for her sake it was one big misunderstanding and mistake. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll hear more about that. Now, in some school-related news, and this one really brings in a lot of different people from a ton of different countries, but apparently happening right now is the International School Independent Schools Public Speaking Competition, which is co-hosted by the Bermuda High School and Soldiers Grammar School, that kicked off on October the 17th. So with 99 international students joining 16 local participants to competing in various public speaking categories. So a total of 99 international students from the US, Canada, India arrived at the BHS campus to compete alongside 16 local students in public speaking categories. So the three schools from Bermuda that are competing is Bermuda High School, Soldiers Grammar School, and Walk Academy. But huge event, tons of students coming down for this competition.
Wow. I would have loved that.
Love it.
I would have loved that if I was in high school.
Yeah, and it's really good to have like that much mixture of so many like students, again, like India, Canada, US, just all streaming into Bermuda. That's a lot.
I love that.
Now, closing with our sports-related news this morning, the CONCACAF held the draw for the Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers. Bermuda was drawn in Group A alongside Puerto Rico, Cayman Islands, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The new CONCACAF Under-17 Women's qualifiers consisted of 2 rounds, with the 4 highest-ranked participants, CONCACAF members associates, receiving a bye to the final round. For 1 round, the members associate ranks 5th and below will be split into 6 groups, with the number of teams per group varying depending on the total number of participants. After round robin, the 6 group winners and the 2 best second-place finishers will advance to the final round, joining the 4 top-ranked teams. So the first edition of the CONCACAF Under-17 Women's Qualifiers under the new format will take place between January 27th and February 1st of 2025. So we got some time.
Good stuff. Let's get the team ready. Let's get them pumped. What age group's that? That's the national team?
That's the under 17 women.
Under 17. Okay.
World Cup qualifiers. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
We got some pretty great players. You know, we've really been trying to like develop young. So looking like a good shot for Bermuda, and definitely a high level, intense competition for the team.
And let's get more people out supporting them than we did the men the other day, folks. We need both sides of the stadium packed back in the Gary Darby days. Yeah.
Yes, I would agree with that. All right, so looking at the weather today, it's looking like a cold front and gradually clear east early on, but it's going to be cold. It's going to be a little showery, kind of just cloudy, but it should ease up with a little bit of sun, maybe a little bit later. But it's going to be really humid weather for a long time. The highest that we got today is 79 degrees. So, you know, wear a jacket.
All right, Perry, do you have any days of the year for us?
I do. Today is the National Day of Mammography. So women, this initial celebration dates back more than 30 years. The event was proclaimed by the U.S. President Bill Clinton in 1993 and has been celebrated annually ever since. So it's a little bit of a stoic topic, but an important one nonetheless. How we can celebrate that is, while this certainly isn't most women's favorite thing to put on their calendars, National Mammography acts as a vital reminder to practice preventative health care.
I like that, and encourage your family and friends to go out there and get the mammograms. And as I learned when I was in college, men included. Just saying, I did learn that. But real quickly, I just want to ask somebody, lighten up. It also is National Chocolate Cupcake Day, and that brings me to I just want to ask you all, what is your favorite flavor of cupcake? Favorite flavor of cupcake? Audience, what you got? Perry and Maya.
All of them. I do not discriminate against cupcakes.
Okay.
I'm like opposite. I don't like cake. I don't like the way the cake tastes.
Really?
But if I have to eat one, it's gonna be a cheesecake or carrot cake. I would enjoy for the most part. But
what you like in carrot cake?
What do I like in my carrot cake?
Yeah, carrot cake is made very interestingly.
There's just one thing I get. I do like it when the carrots are in it. I think I have some with sweet potatoes before, oddly enough.
But no raisins and no nuts, right?
No. Well, I don't mind walnuts, if I'm being honest. I don't mind walnuts. I'm sorry.
Not raisins.
The audience, the audience, David Mike said he loves red velvet and vanilla cupcakes. Kathy Ann Painter says chocolate molten cupcake. And
you would have liked the ones at the Olympic Village, then.
We've got somebody agreeing with Perry. Cupcake, period, all. So, all
exactly.
Right. Maya, someone like you. Renee Simmons says, I'm like you, Maya.
I don't know what it is.
Carrot cake.
I don't know, but like all the other cakes just like taste like a sponge to me. I don't really like the texture, but I can do a cheesecake.
Good piece of you need to get good cake, girl.
Every birthday, my mom would get me a cake growing up, and like I would blow out the candles, and everyone else would eat it, and I'd be like, "Can I get a pie or something?"
I mean, pie is a good option too. You like pie?
Oh no, I was a cake person.
I can eat cake all day, Maya. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
Yeah.
All right, real quickly before we go to break, we've got pumpkin cupcakes, says Shannon Johnson. Nicole Walker says vanilla cupcake is my favorite dessert, and then we've got vanilla from Shonette Bell. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute, 58 seconds. We've got Kimwana Eve, entrepreneur, coming on. We're talking Vendor Fridays. Stick with us.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose Peoples, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it Peoples, I call it my one-stop shop in the city. Peoples, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick, tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's next level. Why go anyplace else?
Unlock your business potential with BEDC's General Microloan, offering up to $30,000 for Bermudian small and medium businesses, whether it's for inventory, working capital, or equipment. We provide 100% guarantee on approved loans, simple application, low interest rates, and fast processing. Apply today and make your business dream come true.
Looking for the best care for your pets? Novazoc Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality foods to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
All righty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks again to every last one of you. She's Perry Ferbert. I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour, brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, if you haven't already, do us one quick favor. Cost you nothing. Give us whatever platform you're tuned in on. Just give us a like, a love, follow. Make sure you share the link with your family, your friends, your colleagues, because you want everyone a part of this conversation with Kimwana, because it's going to benefit you greatly. All right. Without further ado, let's give a warm TDH welcome to Kimwana Eve from Lookie Lookie. Hey there. Happy Friday.
Morning, guys. Morning, Jamal. Morning, Perry. Happy Friday.
How are you doing?
I'm well. I'm content.
Well, I might change that because I'm about to ask you a couple of questions that have absolutely nothing to do with today's topic.
Okay, let's go.
So, you know you're Bermudian if you have never done what? What activity have you never done that you think most Bermudians have never done?
Does it have to be an activity?
Nope.
And I'm going to say it partially wrong. And I know Bermudians have done it, but I know that they don't like it. You know how in America people eat grits with
shrimp
stuff? They eat grits. And I don't understand what they are. I don't understand what's even in it.
Salt and sugar to bake.
Yeah, like I don't get it. And they eat it. And I'm just like, what is it?
It's porridge.
So Perry, you eat shrimp and grits?
I do not.
So no, funny thing, I was at brunch last week and somebody ordered it, and I was just like, I love shrimp, but I could just never mix it with my oatmeal. That's what it feels like, right?
Yeah.
No, I get that's actually a good one. I don't think
most Bermudians don't eat grits. Yeah.
Any Bermudians eat grits and whatever. But anyway,
they might try it, but they're not ordering it.
Nah.
No, and I'm not buying it to cook it. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm not putting shrimp in my oatmeal. Real quick. So the next one is, what's your favorite flavor of cupcake?
I'm plain vanilla with no icing.
Okay. All right. She don't want the icing, folks. Leave the icing. So I'm that person too, Perry. Like if I ate cake, I would remove the icing, and people find that weird.
I'm the same.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'll leave a little bit on, but if it's like a mountain of icing, nah. That comes with age, honestly. I can't do without sugar.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Let's jump into today's convo. Kimwana, thank you so much. It's been a while. I think we haven't seen you since early this year, so I hope all's been well, and we'll find out today. But it is Vendor Friday. It's brought to you by our friends at the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation. For those who may not know, I don't know how anyone doesn't know you at this point, but just remind people of who you are and what it is that you do.
Okay, I am Kimwana Eve, and I am the visionary behind Lookie Lookie. And Lookie Lookie is your only retail space in Bermuda that is 100% local. And what does that mean? We curate a shopping experience for both locals and tourists, but the items that we sell are either locally made or the business is Bermudian in.
Well, you won't find any grits in there, I hope. Speak to us though, because we've honestly loved your journey. I see things coming through groups when you share things on social media, and people are sharing your page and the like, and that warms my heart when people do that about people I know and their businesses. But what have you enjoyed most about the Lookie Lookie journey thus far?
That is constantly evolving. In 2022 was when the business started, and I wanted to do like a directory. And why? Because as a wife and a mom of 3 who worked a 9 to 5, I knew there was a lot happening in Bermuda, but I never knew who did it or how to get it. So I did this for about 18 months on the ground, talking to vendors, small business owners, just trying to get them to come on board onto the website, which would be the directory. And it wasn't doing what I thought it would do. I thought I would wake up one day and have like 300 businesses online and problem solved. But that didn't happen. So last year, coming up during the summer months, I said, why don't I have a space, like a physical space where we can put all of these businesses in one spot and then people can find them? And why don't we do that over the Christmas time? Because that's like the busiest time when people want to support locals. So that's where it started from. And then just recently, I have taken that pop-up idea and turned it permanent. So this is our first month of operating as a permanent retail space inside of the Washington Mall.
I love that so much. And I love it because we were side by side over Black Friday. So we had our first pop-up right next to yours, and that was such a busy day. So it's really cool to watch it evolve now into a permanent thing, because we were kind of tucked off in the corner too, right? Like people had to come and find us specifically. So how do you find that the vendors as well as your customers have responded to this now permanent
so fixture? It's definitely a win-win situation. So lots of Bermudians have a lot going on as far as like creativity, things that they're concocting, things that they're just, creating, but they don't have a permanent outlet because, as you know, in Bermuda, small business is slightly different from being outside of Bermuda. So if you create something outside of Bermuda, you get your Instagram, your website up and running, you can make it if you really, put in all the work. But in Bermuda, while we do have access to these things, it's slightly difficult to blow up or to grow so quickly. So the vendors letting them have a space where they can constantly show up has been, the need is like beyond, I didn't think it was so much of a need. I'm still in the store every day, and at least once a day, if I don't get an email about someone inquiring, I get someone showing up. So there's definitely a need, and I'm here to fulfill that need.
I love that. So in I guess addition to, or I guess coupled with those, I guess initial kinks that you were working out, what else have you faced that's somewhat of a challenge?
I'm trying to encourage a mindset shift. So lots of times when people create things, they might think, okay, Christmas is coming up, I'm gonna do X amount of gift bags and bam, I'm done. Bermudians, especially, because they have been our #1 supporters. The tourists, they support in a different way, but the locals, they show up and they don't only want your product for a special occasion. They want your product all year round. So the vendors are now having to get into the mindset of providing this constantly. So they have to forecast, what do the next 6 months look like? How am I going to go about my ordering? What's my cash flow? Because locals want to support. It's just the problem was it wasn't consistent.
Right. So how have you overcome that, you think?
So we have lots of strategic conversations. I'll be starting something with the group called Masterminds, because getting in the space with like-minded individuals is powerful. So some vendors are more experienced than others. So they can speak to tips and tricks of shipping. They can speak to their ways of doing things, and then those who are open can take this and use it in, how it's gonna best suit them. So we just look at the problem and then come together on the solution. Because one thing I've learned from being out on my own, you can figure out anything.
Right.
And long as you come from that space, you'll figure it out.
Right. So with that, what advice would you give to any entrepreneurs or existing entrepreneurs, or maybe someone just starting out in their journey?
Don't stop. Just don't stop. A lot of times I find having a business idea is the easiest part about business. You have that aha moment and you're like, yes, that's it. That is the easiest part. It's kind of like having a child, providing you had a healthy pregnancy. That's the easy part. Raising a child is like that, when you get into the thick of it. So having the business, it's just you cannot stop. As chaotic and things are not working and everything seems like a mess and nothing's making sense and you're not strategic and the money is not doing what you want it to do, you just cannot stop. Being in this space has afforded me the opportunity to speak with lots of other business owners, not just small business, but this in larger businesses. And that helps to set yourself up around the right people, because if you're around people who, just work the 9 to 5, that not gotta worry about not having a paycheck, then those conversations are different. You need to set yourself up around people who took the risk and went out on that end and had to figure it out and didn't know how the bills were getting paid. And that lets you know that it's not easy, because if it was easy, you'll be doing it, but just don't stop. That's my biggest piece of advice. That's what I tell myself every day, because there are days where you just don't feel like it. But you cannot stop. And the farther you get along, you go ahead. I look back and I'm like, 2 years ago, I would have loved to be right here, even though I have things that I'm trying to achieve now. It's just don't stop.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I think that's great advice.
Thank you.
And just want to speak to you about how has the relationship with the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation inspired you to push on and develop your business over time?
They have been very instrumental, especially Jamila Lodge. I remember Christmas time summertime, when I was thinking about doing this. I ran into her on the street, because I might have mentioned this to her, say April, and then she didn't hear from me. It was like September. She's like, so how are you making out? And I said, girl, I don't feel like doing that. That's too much work. I'm working. I have children. It's just too much. And she said, let's grab a coffee. So we met. And after that conversation, I was just like, I don't care. I'm doing it. And I just went ahead and did it. And she assured me that you don't have to have all the answers right now. Just know that I'm here for you. I can help you in any way that I can help you. I will help you. So just continue and just do it. And that was a big step, because I remember, sometimes you try to okay, this is the list of everything that I have to do. And it's a lot to do. And you're just like, how am I supposed to do this? I remember I wrote the first email to Washington Mall to find out if the space was available. And I said, if they come back and say, yes, it's available, then I'll just move to the next step. And that's all I did. I didn't try to do all of these things at one time. I just went from one point to the next. And Jamila, having that conversation with her, got me going. And so I'm forever grateful to her for that. And the BEDC, whenever I call them up just because I have a question or I need some sort of advice, anything, they're always available. And I'm totally appreciative of that.
Indeed, indeed. Audience, if you have any questions or comments for Kimwana, please send them through. Suzanne Ingham, she says, Lookie Lookie and Bookstore are my favorite places to escape. Lookie Lookie is so awesome. Best for local stuff. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, is there an online version of Lookie Lookie? Working with BDC, it might be good to have a consolidated online option for Bermuda-made products.
So I just want to speak to that.
Mm-hmm.
As much as Bermudians love to shop online, shopping online, aside from groceries or food items in Bermuda, is not popular.
Mm.
Is it something that can happen over time? I'm pretty sure. But right now, maybe because we was in COVID, but that whole touch and feel experience is key. People want to get out, they want to socialize, they want to look at it, they want to try it, they want to smell it. So while online is convenient, it isn't something that's on the agenda right now. I am working on revamping our website. If you go to our website right now, it's down because I do still want to create the directory, and having this 2 years to really see how things could go, I've come up with some ways to make it more useful to the users. So that's what I'm working on now. It will not be an e-commerce site, but it definitely will let you know where things are.
All right.
Would you consider that in the future? Would you consider that in the future, possibly for international shoppers who might want to shop Bermuda but aren't here?
Possibly. So people tell me all the time, I'm very logical. So I kind of think things in an order. I'm not saying no, but right now my focus is to get as many businesses on the platform, just so there's tourists, locals overseas, and people here can know where or how to locate what they're looking for. And these businesses that will be on the site do not have to be in the store. They could be service-based. It's just a resource to let people know how to contact, how to link up. It would even link to your website, but just how to find what you're looking for.
That's so incredible.
And, yeah, Charles had this question as Perry's follow-up about, for people outside of Bermuda, and shipping directly from Bermuda might be an issue with vendors, but I let's not get into shipping in Bermuda.
Yeah, that's a whole. I had that conversation with another small business that ships, and he said before COVID, say it was $20 to ship. He's like, no, it's $48. Do I want to tack that on to the customer? Which you want to, but then doesn't make sense. So it gets real dicey.
It is, trust me. It can be up to $70, depending on what you've negotiated with whichever shipping rate. But what I can say is they're always open to have the discussion, but it all boils down to fuel rates and other things that do not make sense to me. So I understand your apprehension. I do.
Yeah. Suzanne Ingham says, I'll be coming by for my popsicle soon. Go Lookie Look. I want to touch on something. I'm sitting here. I'm happy to be sitting here with two very powerful Black women in the retail space who are entrepreneurs and taking the risk and so on. And I think that, I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs, but my mother, being in that space, but never really took the full risk of leaving her job to do it. Speak to me about that, Kimwana, like being a woman, and I'm just stealing Para's question, by the way, because I want to honor her in the process. So I'm just letting you know. It's honestly a beautiful thing to see, especially a Black woman in business. What has that experience been like for you?
So I've always liked people. I've always been able to talk to, let's say, the higher ups. I've always stopped and talked to the homeless people on the street. So now that I'm out on my own, it's, for me, it's fulfillment. It gives me everything that I need to be able to deal with all sorts of people in different spaces. It's been great. My biggest thing is be honest with people, respect people, and whatever your like flaw or weakness is, call it out first before they can use it against you. And then it takes all the taboo and you can move on to what we really want to talk about. So I just come straight head on. I don't avoid situations, and I call it for what it is. And it's been, I find it's worked in my favor.
And you haven't experienced any challenges doing this as, let's say, a Black woman?
It's
innovative in and of itself.
Like for example, I don't know if that makes sense. Like say, okay, I know I wanted the store to be on Front Street, right? So I went trucking down Front Street, looked at all the vacant buildings, wrote down all my information, contact all who I needed to contact, but I'm not on Front Street. If I would have been a white woman, would I be on Front Street? I don't know.
Right.
So
interesting.
So that's what I mean when I say I don't know. Like, could my business be further along? I don't know.
Yeah, I understand.
So like I understand what you guys are saying, but I don't know. I don't focus on
you don't
that.
directly face it, and that's great. Actually.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that's a great answer because it's almost like, you know, I tell people all the time, those things are so hard to prove and it's by design, but what you have to do is you're going to face it, but you have to keep focused. And I think that's what I'm getting from your answers. Like maybe I hear it, but I'm so focused I'm trying to achieve. But again,
and ultimately you are where you should be. And I think that's awesome too.
Yeah. And that's how I look at everything. Like I'm exactly where I need to be. I know my intention behind everything. So I will get what's due to me.
Kimwana, before you go, because we're going to have you back before Christmas, but for the holidays, we need nerdiness in there, so don't run from us. But just remind people where they can go to learn more, connect with you. I know you said your website's down, your Instagram handle, and give them the location.
On social media. Hey Lookie Lookie is the handle. We are on Facebook. We are located in the Washington Mall. That is the lower level near the sushi bar. We are open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. When you're coming in, it's so much more than a retail space. It's an experience. You're greeted by our wonderful staff. So we have Miss Audrey, who's on the floor, who absolutely has the right energy. I know people talk about customer service. Come to Lookie Lookie and experience great customer service. We have our store manager, Reva Minus. She's very knowledgeable in the retail space. And I just want to say, when I started out on this venture, I had no retail experience. I worked. I'm a graphic designer by trade. I worked for the government for 13 years. So stepping into this space was foreign. But I know my purpose, and these two ladies came to me. I didn't go out looking for staff. I heard the horror stories about staff. They found their way to me, and because of that, it organically happened and it just works. And when you as a customer come in store, you can feel the energy. So I'm very thankful for that. But that's where we're located. If you want to call, the number is 441-735-LOOK. So that's 441-735-5665. Or you can email info@heylookielookie.com.
Kimwana, thank you so much for today's conversation. Folks, get out there, check Lookie Lookie out. We'll be in touch with you. Have a wonderful day.
Yes. Thank you, Jamal. Thank you, Perry.
All righty. Kimwana Eve, folks, if you appreciated the conversation, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share it with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We're going to take our final break. We'll be back in 1 minute, 15 seconds, and we'll have a daily play for Perry, too. Stick with us.
The Mailboxes team aren't just employees of Bermuda's Best Shipping Company. They're also your neighbors, and neighbors help each other.
Where my childhood was found.
Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places, and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Pair with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear, you can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Thanks so much to Kimwana Eve. Really impressive conversation. I love Black women in entrepreneurship, so it inspires me to push on, and I love to work with them as well. So as you can see, but if you haven't already, make sure you give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share this conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Make sure everyone has access to these important conversations. And I agree with Love Me by Adele. Great conversation today. And Sherilyn Johnson says, I enjoy the experience that I get every time I come into Lookie Lookie. Excellent customer service. So yeah, hopefully you guys can get out there. We got to do the giveaway today too. I don't even have my paper and names ready. So anyway, thanks again to the BEDC group of companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we can do this with you on a daily basis. It's time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, so things you should know. Perry, are you ready?
I guess.
This is easy.
Okay, then yes, I'm ready.
All right. Audience, what is the name of the green horseradish that is commonly served with sushi?
Okay.
What was it?
Wasabi.
Oh. Yes, I didn't hear you. Okay, wasabi. Yes, that's easy, T. I told you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, she got it before you, audience. So that means we have to do a hashtag giveaway while Perry and I wrap it up. So we'll do a hashtag giveaway. She didn't give you a chance. No, she didn't. She didn't give you a chance.
Sorry.
Yeah, she had it. She said, nah, we're not giving it
I
to
gave
you.
a little pause, but I guess the fingers were just typing too slow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's just trying to show you some sympathy. All right, audience. Hashtag the Daily Hour. We'll do the thing. But Perry, let's wrap it. Well, let me get a piece of paper because I got to write the names down to put in, Daily Hour mug. If you don't have one, audience, let us know. But well, you don't have one, Perry?
I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, we got to talk.
Child.
We got to talk to the powers that be to get you, Larry, Sancho, everybody.
Yeah, it's like stepchildren. It's terrible.
Not my department. So let's wrap it up. I mean, final thoughts on Friday Fun Day, then the conversation, and I'm sure you have a lot to say about the conversation with Kimwana as well.
I think it's an incredible space. I love markets. I used to pop into them quite often living abroad. And when I travel, if I can find them, I pop into them just to see, because you kind of get that multiple experience. Like you get to experience a bunch of different stores, a bunch of different brands, a bunch of different businesses all in one space. And then you get the culture of that space, which is what she was speaking to with her staff. So I love it. And then her experiences as an entrepreneur, I can relate all the way around. But I love her outlook on that. Like, I don't know what I'm facing. And I think that that's a solid outlook to have, because what's for us is for us.
Yeah, indeed. No, I on the Friday Fun Day, I love to get us, having fun, but sometimes the fun, we've got to think, right? And I think these last 2 weeks is really trying to get us to understand what makes us so uniquely special. So often over the last 2 decades, our culture has been influenced by music and television. And I think we have so much uniqueness about us, whether it's not swimming in certain waters or not eating certain things or not traveling certain places. We are a unique people in thought, and culture and tradition. And I think that's one of the great things about having those fun conversations. As far as Kimwana, it's just phenomenal to see so many people taking the risk. At the end of the day, entrepreneurship's not easy. It's not easy. The one thing I enjoy, and you know, Perry, you said something years ago when you came on here about those who don't put in the work not eating. I don't remember the exact quote.
It's a scripture, actually.
Yes, it was biblical.
Those who don't work should not eat.
Correct. And that stuck with me. And I'll tell you why it stuck with me. People may think I'm hard when I work with them, but I expect people to be on the same level as me if we're working together when it comes to getting stuff done. Alroy said it correctly to me when I was working in radio for him. To be on time is to be late. He meant if the meeting started at 8 o'clock, don't show up at 8 o'clock. Simple things like that create a disciplined environment for you to succeed, right?
Yeah.
And the best way to give you a chance to succeed is to have a disciplined approach and focus. And so anyone who gets into entrepreneurship because they just don't want to go to work 9 to 5 or they just want to make money. I mean, those are reasons, but
they're not solid ones. Because you work even more as an entrepreneur. The work literally does not stop. And you're faced with things that you couldn't even imagine because it's tied to your livelihood. So literally, if you don't work, you don't
get paid. You don't eat, right? And I hope people understand that when they hear your story or hear Kimwana's story and hear everyone's stories about this. Folks, I wake up 5 a.m. I'm starting work 6:30, right? I hate when I'm still working at 5 p.m. I really do. But if I don't do it, who's going to help me eat?
And I think it's the understanding that entrepreneurship is not for everyone, and that is okay as well. You know, like there are the leaders, and then there are the people who help to support the vision, and that's equally as powerful because there's no I in team. So if you are a part of someone else's vision, that's okay. You don't have to be the leader of that because that might not be your strength, you know, and that's okay.
It took me a while to get there, Perry. It took me a while to learn that as well. Like everyone's not for every space. The same way how everyone's not going to be a homeowner, everyone's not going to be an entrepreneur. We find out, and exactly. It's no shame. We push on. All right, let's do the giveaway. Let's push this button, Perry. Let's see who's going to be the next other person in the draw. So we've got Sheldon, Shamari, and Charles already in the draw. Let's see who's joining them. All right, Rosalind. You know what? We're going to do one more to get 5. I know that.
Congrats, Rosalind.
Yeah, congrats to you, Rosalind. Let's draw one more time. Let's see who's it going to be. Who's it going to be?
Who's it?
We got to do something to get that drum roll aligned with this thing, man. Shana, all right. Shana, let's Shana in there.
Congrats.
Yeah, the thing not being aligned reminds me of me and my no rhythm, like me dancing to a beat. And I'm like, that's not the beat.
That drum roll said it is Friday. Get somebody else to do it.
Yeah, like bro, I'm knocked off, you know. I'm acting like employee of the week. All right, so let's put Sheldon in there. But then we have to find a more technologically savvy way to do this, folks. This is like
I mean, I like the grassroots of it, you know.
You like the grassroots? Okay.
It keeps us humble, you know.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna do it. So next week, Paris gonna, do it on her end, and
hey, that wasn't a volunteer. That's not crazy.
Okay.
Not what that was.
All right, let's go in. All right.
Let's see. There's on the drum roll.
One dropped out, so it dropped out on my lap. Let's see who it is.
I was about to say, as bad as the drum roll.
Wow, it's Rosalind.
Again, girl, it is your lucky day.
Congratulations. And look at that. She said, let's cross my fingers. I'm on the island. There you go, Rosalind. Congrats. All right. And Suzanne says, Jamel, you did not put my name in that drum roll. Yeah, it was in there last week. I just took them out too. It was in there last week. It sure was. I'm not going to do you like that. Rosalind, send us an email, engage@thedailyhour.com. Perry, do you have any daily inspiration for us before we head off for the weekend?
Yeah, I think I'm going to piggyback off of what Kimwana said, or what she was kind of getting at, which is you are exactly where you should be. And I think if you have the mindset that you are lacking nothing, then you would have everything.
Yeah, I like that. Paris probably still shocked I remembered that biblical quote she said years ago on the show, but I tell you,
I mean, I'm not, because it's Bible, and the way Bible sticks with people, that's none of my business.
I listen to people. See, there you go. All right. Thank you for the energy. Folks, do not forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we can do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you on Monday. She's Perry Ferbert. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make us safe and a great weekend. We are out. Peace.
Bye.